Hello there, and welcome again to Tai Chi from Mid and North Palace Mind. My name is Mike, and I'm sorry that we haven't been able to overcome the difficulties with the broadcast cutting off. We're trying something again today, something slightly different, so fingers crossed that that cures the problem, but it's kind of exciting not knowing how long this is going to last. So, in fact, the last two broadcasts I've shown you a particular posture that is in the sequence of 18 that we're looking at, and both times cut them off, so we'll have a look at that a bit earlier on today. But first, let's just take the opportunity to connect with our bodies. So if we stand with our feet shoulder width apart, as you're becoming familiar with, so the feet are pointing absolutely to the front. And instead of having the knees locked back, we just bring the knees forward slightly so that we come off the lock. So instead of being bone on bone when we push our knees back, we come forward with our knees. It's really about that much. And it just gives us that springy kind of feeling, a bit more feeling of being fluid, and certainly one of being connected to the ground better. So we just have a look at that. I know you've seen this before, but if you've been here before, but when we lock our knees back, it tilts our the lower spine out at that angle. And when we just bring the knees forward, it tilts the pelvis. So it rotates the pelvis and enables the spine to fall vertically and connect with the ground. So let's just have a look at, let's just run through the first three exercises of the sequence that we've been looking at. So just make sure that your waist is loose enough so that you can breathe fully into your belly. Bring your attention into the soles of your feet so that you can feel the floor or the carpet. And as we breathe in, we're going to allow our body to fill with breath, and then breathe out. We're just going to sink down. And breathing in, we're standing up. Breathing out, we're just relaxing down slightly. And we're just starting to pay attention to noticing our breathing. Joining up our breathing with the movements of the arms and the body. We're breathing in and we're breathing out. We breathe in, we stand up, become our full size as we breathe in. As we breathe out, we let everything that's heavy sink into the ground. We have the elbows relaxed, so that brings the shoulders down. So the arms don't get tired, shoulders don't get tired as we're doing this exercise. That's great. And now we just bounce a little bit. You can feel your feet getting really connected into the floor. Just bouncing gently up and down. Letting go of your tummy. Feeling that just loosely bouncing softly up and down. And we'll do exercise number 7 now to twist the spine. So as we breathe out, we turn to the side and have the palm of the hand facing the ceiling about the height of the shoulder, and we come back to the middle. And then we turn and do the same on the other side. And back to the middle. We breathe in as we come back into the middle, breathing in. And we breathe out as we turn to the side. Breathing in, breathing out. And just as with the first exercise, we can settle down as we come to the middle. Stand up our full size as we breathe out to the side. You can feel the feet playing their part as we move from one side to the other. Last week we looked at full and empty. In fact, if we just pause a little moment, I'll just talk about that. Last week we looked at being clear about which side our weight was in. So if you're mirroring me, you're now in your right side, and moving across in your left side. Just moving the weight, feeling the weight build up in the standing leg, feeling it empty, feeling it become full again. If we just come back to the middle. So in this exercise that we've just been looking at, we begin by pushing off from the left leg and turning the waist and bring the hand up. And then from here to move to the other side, from the right leg, we push off, turn the waist, bring the hand up. So that the whole body moves as one unit. And it begins in the sole of the foot, pushing down into the ground, pushing and turning the waist, bringing the hand up. So we're really looking to go for smooth and connected in our movements. And then if we move that one into turning to gaze at the moon, which is a favourite of mine, we can see that really clearly as well. So we push off from this right leg, turning the waist, turning over our left shoulder, gazing at the moon. And then turning to gaze over our right shoulder, coming back to the middle, so that we're breathing out as we turn to gaze at the moon, and we breathe in as we come back to the middle. And these moves start with the feet pushing, turning the waist, turning the body, moving the hands. Lovely. I just want to have a look today about just relaxing the body down. So if you just have a look at this for a moment, because it's easy to relax down, but then getting back up again might be a different thing. So just have a look at this. So we're just going to relax down, not trying to touch the floor particularly. Let the head go. And then when we feel that we've come to a stop, we're going to bend the knees, allow the bottom to sink down and push down into the ground as we unpeel ourselves and look at the ceiling. Okay, so if you'd like to join in, I'll do it facing you, just so that might be a bit easy for us to do that together. So we're just going to, we're not looking to try and get anywhere in particular, we're just looking to relax the upper body down and see where the tension within the body comes to meet that relaxation. So we're just breathe in and breathe out as you just relax down, allowing all the weight to go into the soles of the feet, and then bring the knees forward, sink the bottom down, pushing down, relaxing up, and just looking at the ceiling to bend the other way. Breathing in, breathing out. And obviously, as we've said before, just going as far as your body is comfortable with. So if your body is only comfortable going here, where your hands are by your knees, then that's great. That's great listening Tai Chi and bending your knees and coming back up again. And then just seeing how far your neck wants to extend back to look at the ceiling, and just working within the limitation of your own body, of how it feels today. Bringing the knees forward, sinking the bottom, coming back up again. Lovely. So from there we can move into this exercise where we take a breath in here and we just relax down to the left hand side, holding this big ball, letting the head relax as we come to the bottom. That's the end of the out breath. Pushing down, bending the knees, pushing up, breathing in, it's the end of the in breath, and breathing out as we relax back down again. So just making this circle as big as your body wants you to make it. So listening to your body moment by moment. As you move through this circle. We come to the bottom here, we'll change direction, go the other way, moving to the left. Just paying attention to how your body is. Just noticing how it feels. Noticing any areas where the movement's a bit clunky or feels different from one side to the other side. Just paying attention to how the body feels. We'll relax when we get to the top. Okay, so I'd really like to have a look at this, one of the exercises in this sequence, which asks us to take a forward and backward stance. So there is a picture that Claire has put up, which shows a few people doing Tai Chi in this forward and backward stance. So from how do we get there, from this shoulder width apart stance, is that we say we're going to move the right leg forward, so we move the weight into the left leg. So the right leg is now empty, we can lift it up, and we're just going to move it straight forward and put the heels just in front of where the toes were, and then put our weight into the front. And now that the back leg is a bit lighter, we can just keep the heel where it is and just pivot on the heel and put the toes out into the corner. So now that when we look down, we still have this space here that's nicely rounded as though we're on a horse or on a space hopper. And so we're still stable in the side-to-side direction, but now because of the forward and backward step, we're also stable, much more stable, in the forward and backward direction as well. So this is a really stable posture. When knees are bent, the lower back is dropped, so the pelvis is dropped, and it feels like we can let go into this shape, this new shape that we're making with our legs. So if you just bring the weight forward into the right foot, when you look down, your knee is pointing in the direction, pointing straight forwards, and when you look down you can still see your toes, and that's how you know that you haven't gone too far. So if you can't see your toes, just come back a bit, let go of relax the knee, let the weight go down into the foot, you can see the toes again. And that's the same when we bring the weight back and look at the knee, the left knee here is pointing in the same direction as the toes of the left foot, and I can still see them too. So the hips, they stay square, not on an angle at the moment, and we're just going to get into this moving the weight forwards and backwards. So if you just do that with me. We're noticing how the weight is being pushed from the full leg. At the moment we're in the back leg, so this is the full leg, front leg is the empty one, and the front foot is going to receive this weight as we come forwards. It receives the weight from the back leg. Now the back leg is empty, it's going to receive the weight as we push it forwards, as we push it back, sorry. Okay, and let's change over the legs. So back to shoulder width apart. Take a step forward with the left foot, bring the weight into it, and with the right foot we're just going to put the toes into the corner. And let's bring the weight into the front, hips are square like this, and into the back, into the front. So we're just moving, well it's on a diagonal line, but we're just moving into the front foot, into the back foot. And just paying attention to how your body feels. Just make any little adjustments you like to your stance so that it feels comfortable for you. So that each time that we move the weight from the front into the back and from the back into the front, we're listening for, can we relax, can we release the weight into the ground? So that we're not holding on to the weight in a tight muscle somewhere. We're actually letting that weight just pour from one leg into the other one, as though we were just pouring like thick liquid from one jug into another one. So this could be a really lovely exercise to play with if you want to do some practice where there's actually something moving here, so our mind could be interested in paying attention to this. And we're just listening for how the body feels as we move from one foot into the other foot. Just bringing them back side by side. And so, if that's your first time of doing that, then you may notice that your legs are feeling that. And that's this whole thing about standing with the knees flexed instead of being rigid.